I'm Dr. Jordan Harris, LMFTS, LPCS, and I help therapists do two things. Help them to work with their really stuck clients to get unstuck and to increase client retention. And I do this by teaching therapists four key skills: working with motivation, increasing therapist persuasiveness, increasing therapist ability to read client body language, and helping therapists to help clients talk more about their inner world instead of intellectualizing or something else. And today we're looking at the skill of persuasiveness in counseling. Excuse me. And we'll be using a clip from Dr. Tori Olds, who's a therapist working with a busy mom in this clip. This is actually not a real client. This is Dr. Olds working with her sister as a demo for training that Dr. Olds does. So there's no HIPAA or confidentiality issues here. All right, let's dive in.
Okay. Does that feel right?
Yeah.
How do you know?
I just feel lighter. Like I can breathe a little more.
Take your time right here. Some feelings came. We are holding them together. Even as your arms come down, which felt like kind of a release moment in a way, see if you can let them be held by your legs.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. So how is that for you?
Just releasing into my legs, just like letting go.
It's okay to release and be held. Yeah, that's support.
So when I teach the persuasiveness stuff, therapists always have a lot of pushback against persuasiveness. And I think it's for good reason, right? I mean, many therapists, they feel like persuasion is basically like manipulation. And there's definitely flavors of that. And if you watch like most persuasiveness trainings or books, they're kind of manipulative. That's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about with persuasion is I think like motivation, right? How do we get clients to change things or adopt new ideas? For instance, if you have someone who's like severely depressed, you do want them to adopt the idea that the future can be better than the past, you know? If you have someone who's strung out on cigarettes, right? You want them to adopt the idea that smoking is harmful for them and it's better for them to like stop smoking, you know? Um, and when you look at the research on persuasion, one of the big things you want to do is use your body language to convey as the therapist that you are deeply engaged with the client. Like the first step of any persuasion is for you to actually be engaged in the person in what the person is saying and what they're trying to convey to you. Like you want to convey to them that you get their worldview. And Dr. Olds does this in her body language. Like if you watch her, she's like always matching the client. And I don't think it's a gimmick she's doing. I think she's actually engaged with the client, which is what I would invite you to do, right? Like don't mirror your client because it's a good idea. Mirror your client because you're doing it because you're engaged with them, because you're really deeply listening to them. Let's watch her do this.
My legs, just like letting go.
It's okay to release and be held.
So she's even sort of sitting back like the client is sitting.
Yeah, that's support.
As soon as the client smiles, she smiles, right? She's doing all these body language things, basically saying, "Hey, I'm here. I'm engaged. I'm locked in with you. I see you."
Yeah, a lot of support happening. And I'm really glad that your system is receiving it. And just see what that's like.
Feels like a lot more energy coming in now.
Okay, good. Well, take your time. Just take your time. There's more breathing. I'm just noticing some expansion in your lungs. Yeah.
I feel like I'm almost like sitting up taller and feeling stronger.
So see what that's like.
Okay.
You know, because you had this first a lot of
And when you actually go through the research, one of the things you're looking at in the sort of body language part of the persuasion stuff is the eye contact. And if you watch these two, they have great eye contact. Tori's not avoiding eye contact. She's sort of holding this sort of warm, open gaze.
wanting to go away from how you felt, the busyness, and then as you really let yourself have it, you could show up, and so could I. Yeah. Okay, so notice this is, yeah. So your arms are kind of done resting, maybe.
Okay, true, I guess. They just kind of floated up.
What do they want to do now?
Well, they're tingling.
Okay, so
It's like
take a
maybe they're
second, just explore
know.
whatever that is. We'll just follow and trust, okay? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so see if that feels right. Yeah, what they're wanting to do.
Okay, they're just, this is silly, but they're kind of just like wanting to push.
Okay, so let them just take that real slow and just imagine what you're wanting to put. Like, what are you wanting
so
to?
silly because this is just like a birthday party and I'm like
Yeah, I
crying
know.
and like doing this.
But take your second because it's not. Yeah,
Okay.
let that thought go and away because this is. It's not just the birthday party. It's just actually see what it is. What are you wanting to push away?
I just want to push everyone. Like,
Okay.
See, even with her arms, she's really showing the client, I'm locked in, I'm here, I'm engaged. And it's a really remarkable thing that the first step toward any persuasion is to actually be engaged with the person and present with them and excited with what they're talking about. Like just really being in the moment with the person is hugely persuasive.
Okay, so
my
everyone.
kids, my in-laws, my husband, my job, the world,
Okay.
society.
You want some space. You want some space.
Yes.
So see if that's okay. See if that can be okay. All right.
Okay.
So how's that feel? That feel right?
Oh,
Good?
it feels actually good to see, like, open my eyes, see you doing it with me. Like,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
both, now I
Yes.
feel like we're just
See?
holding this space kind of.
The client even says that, right? It feels good. This is good. Because later on, if Dr. Olds wants to suggest something different, the client is more likely to be way open to it because they're in sync. It's like a beautiful, beautiful thing.
We're holding the space together. I'm happy to do
Yeah.
it with you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I can hold some space. You deserve some space.
Yeah, I feel like now I can just sort of stretch a little bit.
So see what your arms want to do now. Like reach.
Yeah, they want to reach.
Hi.
Hi.
So see what that's like, because I know we're reaching. Does that feel right to be reaching toward me and me toward you?
Yeah, it feels open and like easy and supported, like safe.
So see what that's like to feel safe to reach toward me. Just check in your body and see what that's like.
Feels so energizing. I feel just like full of energy. This is so weird because I
So-
felt so heavy before.
Yeah, you came in real burdened. Okay, so
Yeah.
take a second. Where does that energy come? Like, is it up through? Does it move through your arms?
Yeah,
Just make
it's like
space.
up, like tons of sort of energy just moving.
Okay, so
up,
see if you can really
really.
make space for it too. You know what I mean? Like grounding and opening. Okay, and tracking that. So what do you want to do with this energy?
Just like look around and like be present. I just feel
Where are you? Any particular place you want to look? Anything you like looking at?
actually the trees are catching my eye.
And just see what that's like as you look at the trees.
They're like swaying.
And you're kind of come into swaying yourself a little. Does that feel?
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like I actually had the image of like collapsing like I did earlier, except like with the trees, they're just sort of like the wind is like pushing them back up.
She's just doing more matching with this client. You can see it in the client's hands and in Tori's hands. It's really great. I think this is something else that's really important about the persuasion stuff. Persuasion requires timing. It requires timing. And one of the things that therapists often do is we try to persuade clients before they're ready. You can only persuade after you're really in someone's worldview. You can only, or rather, persuasion is most effective if you're not going to be coercive. I mean, you can force someone to do almost anything if you apply enough force. But if you're not going to be coercive, then what it really takes is to take the time to really get into the person's worldview, which might mean taking 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes to like do that. And that's fine. That's like more than fine. That's exactly what is called for in the moment.
To just like feel that in my body.
Yeah.
Like,
They're getting support. The trees get the support of the wind.
yeah, and I feel that same collapsing sensation, but it feels different, like almost like releasing.
Okay, so just see what that's like.
Weird.
I wonder how you would finish the sentence, like, I can collapse when.
Like when I feel held,
Okay, so just
like
notice that.
there's a safe, like soft place to land or something like that.
Okay. Okay, so take time with that, just to notice. That's a real, what's it like to acknowledge? It's a bit of an insight piece in a way. Like, I can collapse, I can rest when there's.
Now, one of the things that's not happening here is we don't see Dr. Olds doing a lot of active persuasion, right? Most of what she's doing is, excuse me, just matching the client. And I think that's really important because she doesn't have to. I mean, this client is actually, you know, I think of persuasion and motivation. Let me say it this way. The research that I'm aware of, I'm very familiar with, in a very subtle way, says that motivation is what the client does, and persuasion is what the therapist does, right? So the client, if they're not motivated, they need you to sort of persuade them in certain ways, right? But if they are motivated, you don't need to persuade them because they're already sort of taking steps and doing some of the work. And so in this clip, we don't see her doing a lot of active persuasion, right? Because this client is highly motivated. When Dr. Old says, hey, why don't you just stay with these feelings? This client is just going with the feelings. This is different, I think, than some of the clients that we have. Often we have clients who are not highly motivated, or at least are less motivated, and then we would need to really try to persuade them, right? So, for instance, this client could say, I don't really know why we're doing this. Like, what's the point of sticking with these feelings? They don't really matter. And in that moment, if you've done all the work like Tori has done here of sitting with the client, really showing them that you're engaged with them, then you can offer what's called a persuasive rationale. And the persuasive rationale basically is a reason for them to keep doing what you're asking them to do. So you could say something like, yeah, that makes sense to me. And what we know from the research is the more we can explore your inner world, the more likely you are to have a change. And I know you're in a lot of pain right now. So it's a very short rationale to keep exploring this client's inner experience. In this case, you don't need that because the client is just going with it, which is great. So, you need different skills at different times. Look, that's all for today. This has been us looking at persuasion and the work of Dr. Tori Olds as she works with a busy mom. If you want more deep dives and breakdowns of clinical sessions like this, click in the description and sign up for my newsletter, and I'll send you insights like this at least once a week. All right. I will see you in the next video.